We're talking about now the longest lasting types of problems lifters tend to have in the clean and jerk. And again, this comes after you've learned the basics and after you've got a basic technique that you always use. What things tend to hang on and why do they hang on? Well, as I said to the snatch, when we're talking about the snatch rather, it's the same types of things. It's position over your base, and again, from the heel to the base of the toe, and its angle of the body at different times during the pull. And the crucial time during the pull with angle of the body is when you're going to accelerate the bar. Essentially, whether it's snatch or it's clean, the torso has to be pretty much vertical. Okay, it can't be leaned forward, and the balance on your foot can't be too far forward. And this also brings up another problem, or not another problem, but another situation. Some people, when they're ready to deliver power to the bar, have their heels off the floor. And people think, oh, they're going into a jumping motion. No, they're not going into a jumping motion. They're actually they have to let their heels off the floor to get to the vertical position because of their particular build and particular strength. But they're not really putting force through the bar at that point, okay? They're getting to position. So it's a positional trick. A lot of lifters should try to stay flat-footed into that delivery of acceleration portion of the lift, sometimes called the second pull. But this is the initiation of the second pull. And then the torso, because of the combination of the hip and leg extension, should go up, and actually the torso should go up and back a little bit, and that starts the transitional portion of the lift, and it also clears the way for the bar to go vertically by the torso. And these things, because it's so delicate, because the placement on the foot is so precise, and the angle of the torso has to be, again, so precise, and you've got weight hanging in front of you, wanting to pull you forward, these are things that last forever. And again, just like a golfer going in and out of its best swing, lifters go in and out of their best pulling situations. They get pulled over a little, they don't even feel it. It's just a minute amount because it's maybe heavier, it's maybe because it's a tough situation, they're in a competition and the tension is high. They tend to rush things, they don't get patient during the pull. So again, this type of thing, position on the foot, balance on the foot, position of the torso at the right times, are the things that go on and on throughout lifters' careers. Other things fade away, not being strong enough, not being, whatever, fast enough, worrying about bar over the head, things like that. In the clean, it is very similar to in the snatch. In the jerk, it's even more problematic. The jerk is relatively, movement-wise, a very simple lift. It's down and up, and that's about it. And you can say down and up and down again, but that's almost automatic. The problem with the jerk, again, is you've got weight in front of you. Now you have it pretty far away from your center of gravity, center of mass. It's above it by quite a bit, although it has changed it by being up there a little bit. The balance on your foot is hard to maintain, and the balance on your foot has to really retreat to the back of the foot. We say over the heels. Sometimes I tell lifters over the back edge of your heel. But it's the rear of the foot. And you have to stay over the rear of the foot during the dip and then the drive. As you come back and you get to full standing height again, you will continue up onto the balls of the feet, but frankly the bar is already gone by the combination of the leg drive and the hip drive, the hip extension and leg extension rather. They are accelerating the bar quickly from your shoulders, and going up onto the balls of the feet is actually the beginning of the step forward and back if you're doing a split, slightly outwards if you're doing a power jerk or a squat jerk. Usually this slightly outwards, usually a slightly outward movement. But again, all of these things come back to the problem of maintaining the correct balance on the feet. When you land in the split, your front leg has to be balanced through the heel of the foot. The back foot has to be balanced through the front portion of the foot. In both the power and the squat, your balance has to be, again, rear to mid-foot as you descend slightly or more if you're doing a squat. And a torso position has to maintain a vertical situation in the split jerk, pretty much a vertical situation in the power jerk, and then a slightly tilted situation in the squat jerk, which is similar to the line that you would get in if you were snatching, but not quite as severe usually. But again, you've got to hold that torso tightly and more upright than leaned in, or you don't have anything to support the bar above your head. And you will find yourself drifting towards the front of the foot. Again, we get back to position over the foot. Always, always critical. You've got to know where you are. You've got to know what works best for you, and what you can maintain upward pressure on the bar with, no matter which jerk you're using.